Hello everyone, so welcome to another motion design animation. So today we are going to be doing this. It's really nice motion graphic stuff. Yeah. So it's really an easy effect. It's nothing complicated, as you can see. Oops. It's just 1, 2, 3, 4 nodes to actually create this. So let's jump right into it. So this oops, as you can see, let me just get out of here. This is just the FBX. I modeled this and just re-imported it so that we don't have like such a long node. So and I have like transform edits just to move this down, and I just deleted some attributes that I don't need. And match size UVs just to scale it down, scale to fit. I always do this when I'm about to start a project because I like to work with the world size. And this is just UV edit and UV layout just to like pack my UVs, and I subdivided this. This I just did FBS export, so this is really the node. This is the last thing in this tree of nodes. So I won't want to like just explain this like this. I'll just like recreate everything here. So I'm just going to copy this and just do uh um, object merge. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. So I'm going to do an object merge, and I'm just going to paste this in. So right now we have what we have here and what we have here. So the next thing I did was MOPs instance. So I did like MOPs instance. Oops. What have I done? Oops. MOPs instance. And MOPs instance is a really cool tool. So you go to distribution, and I usually not work with, when I'm working with distribution type grid, I usually work with fixed number because it's easier for me to understand. Yeah, and we can like increase this, and we can do this. It's really cool. You can even go on the Y, and you can do this. You can actually change this to like a radio, and you can play with the radius, and you can do a lot of stuff. Really cool animations. But what I did was I did honeycomb, and let me see. You can just bring this up like this. So I don't waste time trying to finicky. I'm just going to copy what I did here. So I did radius 3.855. So I'm just going to do that 3.8 5 and 5. I think this was a 9. Yep. And I don't know what this was. Let me just find out. And this is a 1 and 6. So yeah, I'll just make this 6. So we have this cool grid, and you can see it's nothing. I'm just playing with stuff here. Uh so the next thing I did was I added a mob shape follow up. So let's do that. Mob shape follow up. And to see the fall off, you're just going to do preview fall off. So I'm just going to turn this off so that you can see the mob shape fall off. Is the shape is set on linear, so we have like other shapes. You have like a sphere, box. You can do really cool stuff with mobs. It's like my favorite plugin in Houdini. I don't think I'll be using Houdini if I don't have mobs. But anyways, moving on. And we have the linear. That's what I use, and I turn that to, I rotate that to, or rotated, whatever, 90. And I scaled this to like, I think 4, I guess. Nope, not that. The Z direction, and I scaled that to 4. If I'm not mistaken, yes, 4 and 0.9. Let's just copy this so that we can be exact. Transition this, and let's copy this too, and we put this to here. But let me turn on this. So this is what we have. So we can see wherever this is just if you've ever used MOPs before, this is, you know what this is. So but we can see we have like reddish down to purple, but I really want this to be like white so that the effect can work. Because if I should use because what I actually did was I did a MOPs this always happens to me. So I did a MOPs transform fall off, MOPs transform modifier, sorry, and I plugged that in, and I just took this to like maybe 2.8 or something like that, if I'm not mistaken. So we can see we have this. So the idea, it's like blue means 0 and this means like 1, but this is not really 1 to 0, because if this was 1 to 0, I think I'll scale this down a bit. But what I did was I actually went to remap, and I did fit, and I the output to 1.5. So you can see what happened, because this is set to 1 now, because the idea of this gradient is just 0 to 1, but now this is 1.5, so this is like more than 1. So if I had something here, this too will be really bright, because this is more than 1. I hope this makes sense, because the shape fall off is bigger, so my gradient starts from this aspect to this aspect. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. So anyways, moving on. Yeah, that's pretty much what I did. So the next thing I did was add like MOPs randomize. And so MOPs randomize is really cool. You can just randomize the position, the orientation of the scale. So what I did was the position, and I wanted to randomize the position on the y-axis. So if you see, if I put this up, it just picks like random object from the instance and pull them up, and it has like a minimum and a maximum. So if I pull the maximum, so it's going to take the remaining objects up, and you can break it down here too. You can do this. But if we look at this, you can see it goes like up and down and up and down. You would think this is like keyframe, but it's not. So what I did was I did like a cup network, and let me just put this back to 0. And what I did was like I just right click here, and I went to motion effects, and I went to wave. So now motion effect wave, and I'm going to press play, and you can see what's happening. It's taking that minimum translation, the random minimum transformation, and it's just bouncing it because it's going on a wave. It has this sine movement. Yeah, as you can see, it's going like, that's what sine does. Mathematical term, goes up and down. And so yeah, pretty much I just like on the period is then you can increase the speed at which this thing goes up and down. So or you can make it faster. You can see that that looks weird. So and the amplitude, you can actually like make it really like increase the strength. That's what amplitude does. So I just reduced this amplitude a lot, and then maybe just increase this a lot, or maybe that's too much. Maybe something like this. I like to make this wave like meet this so that it loops, you know. Oh, so let me just, yeah. So I think it's gonna loop now. So we can see I have like frame 1 to 80, and it just loops because it's like a loopable timeline. Anyways, and the next thing I did was I went back to this, and I went to the maximum. Let's stop this. If you stop this, you can see this random number, and you have this yellow tag here, but it doesn't matter. Just right click on the next maximum, and I just did a motion FX, and I did wave again. And if you play this again too, you're going to see the other part too is moving on its own, and you can just reduce the amplitude. You can just do the same thing, and make sure this time the wave is upside down. The wave went from like this, like this, like this, so that it can just go in different direction from the previous one. So you can actually like check your waves. Yeah, you can check each one. Yeah, because it just created this is the one I did previously, and this the second two that we're working on now. So you can just play with this too, and you can just play with the sine wave, this. So, but you can really do really crazy thing with this. Like you can see, like you can create some really crazy animation with this. Like, so you can reduce the amplitude and just, just play with that. Like I said, I just like to make them and that's pretty much it, guys. I'm the tutorial is done. I just added a material, you know, texture. Add material. I did a material net, and I just did redshift. And if you want to know what I did with my lighting, it's basically boring. It's not really complex. It's not really impressive. So what I just did, I put like a key light here, big one, and I created another light source on the left just to give some highlights here, and this is just to rim this object, and I light the background, and this light here, which this one was just to light some part of this, the top part. I wanted this to be brighter than this, so to create this kind of gradient so you can actually focus on this. So if I should just go to my render output and stop this, and you can just, let me see, I can play this, right? What have I done? I don't want this tutorial to be long, so I was not planning to make it. Oh, I know what happened. I'm on the wrong material. So yes, this is it. So you can see it's not really complex stuff. So I hope you guys learned something, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.